Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and it is Monday, March 27th, which means it's time for another one of our, now bi-weekly it seems, Pokemon news update video thingies. Now, of course, something good about having these only every second week now is that not only does a lot more news build up, so I have a lot more to talk about, I do tend to build up a lot more Pokemon TCG booster packs, which I'll be opening and giving the code cards out to you folks out there, of course, in this video, as always. We got yourself a Roaring Skies pack, we got yourself an Ancient Origins pack, and we have a Breakthrough. I'll be opening these up towards the end of the video and giving you folks a question of the day to respond to. And by including hashtag QOTD in your comment and answer to the question I give you, you'll have a chance to win one of those code cards when I do the drawing, usually the following Sunday after the news update. Now I'm going to mention, I have been kind of slack this past little while. What I usually do when I'm getting these news updates ready, I'll research all the news that I can find in the world of Pokemon, and as I'm doing that, I'll then do the drawing on that Monday morning, for example, of who did the comments, question of the day, and then choose winners for the code cards. I realized I didn't do that this past Monday for last Monday's news update video thingy. So, unfortunately, the winners are a little bit delayed in getting their codes, but I'll have them sent out as soon as possible. I do have them already drawn for, so I'll be mentioning them in this video. In fact, you know what? It is now time for me to do that anyway. We're going to go over last week's question of the day. Now, question of the day back then was, I shouldn't say last week, but last update's question of the day. What is your favorite Gen 2 Pokemon? Now, I realized I didn't really answer that myself. I don't really know if I have a particular favorite. I like the look of Pineco. I think it looks pretty cool. I like the look of Remoraid, too, because little side story. When I was writing my stories with my own Team Rocket villains going against me, I was going to have my main Team Rocket villain get a Remoraid, but instead of keeping it in a Pokeball, he was going to keep it in like a holster on his belt, because if you look at the layout and the structure of Remoraid, it looks kind of like a futuristic laser gun. So I had this idea where instead of like sending it out to battle and choose an attack, he's going to like pull it out of his holster and say, use Ice Beam, and then just shoot Ice Beam while he's holding it. So I like the look of Remoraid. I think it's a pretty cool looking Pokemon. Other than that, I don't know. None of them really particularly super stand out to me. I guess I think Heracross is pretty cool though. And Scizor. Steelix is kind of neat. I don't know. There's a lot of Gen 2 Pokemon. I don't really think I have one favorite over the others, but for you folks out there, you did have your answers for that, and the winner of the Furious Fist booster pack, or code card from the booster pack from the last video, was Josiah Guerrera. And Josiah says, my favorite Gen 2 Pokemon is Charizard because it was so cool to have a fire-type, dragon-looking Pokemon. First of all, that is cheating, good sir. Charizard's a Gen 1 Pokemon, but of course it did appear in Gen 2 when you battle Trainer Red, so we're going to say that does count, I guess. Not that I was going to say that you don't get your code for that, of course, but just want to put a little bit of a fear into you, like, does that not matter? Does it not count? Anyway, no, of course you're going to get your code card for that, and Charizard is definitely a pretty cool Pokemon. I mean, I don't want to tip my own hat here, but Charizard hat. Anyway, the winner of the Phantom Forces code card from last video, not last week, almost said again, was Nathaniel Jaffe, and Nathaniel says, my favorite Pokemon from Gen 2 is Feraligatr because I first played Soul Silver and instantly fell in love with Totodile, maybe because of my natural love for water types. Also, they put in brackets that I pronounced your name correctly. Excellent, I'm usually really bad with that. And you did, in fact, get into the Nintendo world. That is good to hear, because you were mentioning last time you were in line for, I think you said 5 hours to get into there for Pokemon Day. I'm glad to hear you did make it in and get to experience everything in there for Pokemon Day back in 2016. So, very good stuff. And the winner of the Primal Clash code card from last week is Ice King 688. Ice King says, my favorite Gen 2 and Pokemon my favorite Gen 2 Pokemon and favorite in general is the Moonlight Pokemon Umbreon because it looks both cool and intimidating. Interesting question for you to add in there if you're going to answer this question of the day. Do you like the regular Umbreon or the shiny Umbreon? Because I know a lot of people like the shiny one because it has blue rings instead of the golden ones. Me, I'm not really partial to either one. I think they're both pretty cool, but anyway, a little bit of a side question for you there. But congratulations to Josiah Guerrera, Nathaniel Jaffe, and Ice King 688 for winning those code cards from the last video. Of course, as I just said, you have a chance to win one of these 3 code cards as I open these up towards the end of today's video. But it is now time to roll on with the news, because there's some pretty big news to mention as I slip to the side here. First of all, we have the new update, new expansion for Pokemon TCG coming out, scheduled for May 5th this year, Sun and Moon Guardians Rising. It's going to be bringing 140 plus new cards to the collection. There are going to be 12 Pokemon-GX, and they say 12 full art Pokemon-GX, so I guess every single GX is getting their own full art version, unless they're going to be reprinting some older ones, but I doubt that. We've only had one set of GXs so far. There's also going to be 3 full art trainer cards. They don't exactly specify which ones those are going to be, but they do mention that Kahuna Hala and Captain Mallow are going to be cards in this new set, so they might be the full arts, I don't know. There's also going to be, well, they list a few different a few different Pokemon GX, some of which are Tapu. They mention Tapu Koko-GX and Tapu Lele-GX. On the site, it doesn't mention Bulu or Finny, so they might not yet be in it. I would like it if they were, though. I would like to have every Tapu in the Guardians Rising set. But they also mention there's going to be Como-GX. It's an interesting way of spelling that. Lycanroc-GX, Metagross-GX, Sylveon-GX, Toxapex-GX, and Vikavolt-GX. And it says and many more as well, so we don't know all of them just yet. But that's coming on May 5th, and of course, at the Heroes Beacon Pokémon League that I professor at, we're going to be doing our pre-release for that. Of course, I'll be doing a recording of that event as well, and showing you a lot of the new cards on the, well, not the day that we do it, because I have to record and edit and all that good stuff, but very soon after the day that we do our event, it's going to be April 30th is when we have it scheduled for, so we're recording for the day and getting that edited and uploaded probably, I'm going to try as early as possible, maybe even that following Monday on the 30... Is there 31 days in April? I never know. No, it's 30 days. Okay, so it's probably going to be the 1st of May that I put that up. Anyway, we're going to take a quick look now at some of these new Pokemon GX, because I've shown 4 of them on the website. I have them on my phone. You can see them on my little video side thing where the images go. We have Alola Ninetales-GX. It is a water type. It's funny they don't have ice type in the cards. They never have. I don't think they ever will, but that's cool. 210 HP. For 2 colorless, Ice Blade says this does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance to the bench, so it can hit things on the bench. For 2 water and a colorless, Blizzard Edge does a powerful 160. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. And then for 2 colorless, Ice Path GX, move all damage counters from this Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon. Very interesting. So you can just basically get yourself a full heal on Alola Ninetales, and then just dish all that damage right back to the opponent. Alright, so scrolling down the list, I'm going to go next to Tapu Lele-GX, one of the Tapu, of course. I really hope the other 2 Tapu are going to be in this, unless they want to save them for a possible Ultra Beast expansion at some point. So Tapu Lele-GX, of course it is a basic Pokemon, 170 HP, Psychic type. I thought they were going to do that. I was wondering, because every Tapu is part Fairy, are they going to make a Fairy type card for them, or are they all going to be their secondary typings? So it looks like Tapu Lele-GX is a Psychic type, with the ability Wonder Tag. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. We've had that in, what's it called? I forget the ability, but Jirachi-EX had something like that. You can just basically play it down, find a supporter, which is very cool. And for 2 colorless, Energy Drive does 20 times. Does 20 damage times the amount of energy attached to both active Pokemon. This damage isn't affected by weakness or resistance, so it's just basic straight up 20 times the energy. And for a single Psychic, Tapu Cure GX, heal all damage from 2 of your benched Pokemon. Not quite as good as the, what was it? Grand Echo GX, I believe, from Primarina. But still, if you only have 2 benched Pokemon, I guess it is basically kind of the same thing, full heal. Just not healing itself, which is kind of unfortunate, but it's got a good ability as well, though, getting a supporter card when you play it down. Next, we have Lycanroc-GX. Technically, we have already had a Lycanroc-GX, the midday form. It was in a special Lycanroc-GX collection box, but this is the midnight form with 200 HP, fighting type card. The ability is Bloodthirsty Eyes. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon with their active Pokemon. So basically, by evolving, it's also a Lysandre card in conjunction with that, so forcing one of their benched ones to the active spot. Very sneaky, very cool. A fighting in 2 colorless, Claw Slash does 110, and a fighting in single colorless, Dangerous Rogue-GX. This attack does 50 damage for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So if they have a nice full bench, if you're fighting somebody with a Sky Field in play, for example, and they're trying to get a powerful Emerald Break from, say, Mega Rayquaza, you can just go for a 50 times. A full bench of 8 would be 400 damage. Not too bad. There's only one more Pokemon GX to take a look at. We're going to scroll down the list here, and it is going to be Metagross-GX. What does this thing have to offer? Of course, it's Stage 2 with 250 HP, Metal type. The ability Geotech System. Once during your turn before your attack, you may attach a Psychic or Metal Energy card from your discard pile to your active Pokemon. And for 2 Metal and a colorless, Giga Hammer does 150. You can't use Giga Hammer on your next turn. But you could also go for just the single colorless energy of Algorithm-GX. Search your deck for up to 5 cards, and put them into your hand. That's nice. Any 5 cards you want, Metagross-GX just grabs them for you. Very cool stuff. So these are all going to be coming out in the Guardians Rising expansion, which, as I said, comes out on May 5th. and stay tuned for the 1st of May as we put our pre-release video from the Heroes Beacon Pokémon League up for you folks to check out. Alright, back to the rest of the news here. Where are we at? So the next thing I'm going to mention, of course, with the new expansion comes a new Elite Trainer box, as you can see here. It is going to include, as always, you get 8 Pokemon TCG booster packs of the new Sun and Moon Guardians Rising expansion. Comes with 65 card sleeves featuring Tapu Koko, which is pretty cool. 45 Pokemon TCG energy cards, 5 of each type that is currently in the game. You get a player's guide to the expansion as well. 6 damage counter dice instead of individual little counters you put on. You just use the dice to mark how many pips are on the dice. That's how many damage counters the Pokemon has. 1 competition legal coin flip die because, on occasion, when you're flipping coins, they don't always land on the table, so some people use the dice to roll instead. Heads is, well, any even number is heads, any odd number is tails. You also get 2 acrylic condition markers for burn and poison. Also, an acrylic GX marker. I really need to get one of these collections because I want to use one of those acrylic GX counters, or markers, because now that I'm starting to use Pokemon GX, I kind of need one of those for when I do my games. You also get the collector's box it comes in, of course, with 4 dividers to keep everything organized, and a code card for the Pokemon TCG Online, which I believe would unlock, what would it be? The sleeves and a deck box, I think, for Tapu Koko. So this is going to be out on the same day that the expansion comes out, on May 5th, wherever you find Pokemon TCG products at. Now, another Pokemon TCG mention, actually there's 2 more to mention here. First of all, there is a collection Pokemon TCG Kingdra-EX box. I have seen this at Heroes Beacon, so it is on sale right now. You get a foil promo card featuring Kingdra-EX. You get an oversized foil card of that same Pokemon. I keep saying to people, they have to release oversized copies of energy cards and trainers, because I would love a supersized... Hang on. Just for example, I still have one of the Mega Beedrill-EX supersized cards here. Could you imagine a deck of 60 cards of this size, you're just shuffling this up, you're playing these out? I would do that in a heartbeat, but there's no energy cards for that. So that is not that fortunate, but I guess it kind of makes sense, because, you know, who wants to be shuffling a massive deck like that? I'll do it. Anyways, you also get 4 Pokemon TCG booster packs, of course, and a code card to unlock the Kingdra-EX in the online game as well. Plus, I don't know what else you would get, maybe some card sleeves or something? I'm not sure. Definitely at least the card, though. Another collection to mention, which isn't coming out until May 19th, so there's still some time before this comes out. They haven't forgotten about Pokemon EX just yet. This new expansion is the TCG Mega Powers Collection, and it includes 2 full art foil promo cards featuring Mega Evolutions of Mega Lucario-EX and Mega Manectric-EX. Now, this collection does not include the basic forms of Lucario-EX or Manectric-EX, so you need to get those elsewhere, but you do get the Megas here. You get 2 full art foil promo cards featuring Jolteon-EX and Zygarde-EX. Not too bad. You get a nice full art oversized card like that Beedrill I just showed you of Mega Lucario-EX. Lucario Spirit Link, which has not existed before until this collection. So by attaching that, you can Mega Evolve and not lose your turn by Mega Evolution. You get 8 Pokemon TCG booster packs, quite a lot of cards in that, and you get a code card for the online game as well. I'm assuming would unlock all of those promo EXs that are in there. And what else would you get for that? I don't know. Probably nothing else, but that's a lot of Pokemon EX to get for 1 code card. So that is going to be, as I say, coming out in May 19th, it says, wherever Pokemon TCG products are sold. Now, I guess we're going to move on to video game news. The results of the Kanto X Alola Regional Rumble competition have come in, and your dear old Professor Chaz way down in the list. I only ended with a 1461 rating, so I went below the 1500 that you start at. My ranking, get this, was 46,288 out of 64,287. Am I upset by that? Maybe just a tiny little bit, but not really, because I didn't think I was going to do all that well anyway, and I still get my Pidgeotite and Steelixite, so I'm happy with that. But I'm going to see if I can do a little bit better for you folks out there, because if you're going to be watching my videos, I want to see if I can put myself on the winning side, despite the fact that I do play with my own self-inflicted restrictions of, like, you know, I don't want to use just any Pokemon. I want my guys to do their stuff and win their fights. I don't want to just go out and I'll just go get a Garchomp and use that. No, I haven't trained a Garchomp. I've trained my Jigglypuff, alright? I'm going to stick with stuff like that. Maybe. Anyway, so I didn't do that well, but I did at least get the Mega Stones. Now, I don't have them just yet. Somebody was asking on one of those videos of the Kanto X Alola, has anybody gotten their Mega Stones yet? They say stay tuned to the Pokemon Global Link website, and they'll give us information on how to download and access those Mega Stones once they are being distributed. So, just with a little bit more patience, we'll be getting Mega Chirp in the videos. Now, another thing that has happened is the Get Battle Points at the Battle Tree Global Mission was a success. If you didn't know, there was a Global Link mission going on, a global mission in the Festival Plaza. I was going to say Global Link? Kinda, yeah. But there was a mission going on, try to get as many battle points at the Battle Tree as possible, and it was a roaring success. So not only are people who are registered with the Pokemon Global Link who participated going to earn 4,000 friend coins, or festival coins, for completing that. You also I guess there was like a bonus goal that was met. If you log into the site, you can get yourself a code to download a Heavy Ball as well, which is a pretty rare Pokeball that initially only came from Gen 2, and it would take a full day for Kurt the Pokeball Master to create one of those. Now, of course, you can get a bunch of them in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, but they are allowing us to get more than just the one that Samson Oak gives you in this game in Sun and Moon. I'm going to be able to get some more of these balls here. Now, I completed a few of these global missions, and I didn't know how to get the items. Apparently, you don't just log in and go to the Festival Plaza and talk to the receptionist. She gives you the coins, but you need to log in and get a code to input to get the items. So I've missed out on a friend ball that I could have had. I missed out on, was it a fast ball, I think there was? Something like that. But now I know how to get this heavy ball. I'm getting that heavy ball. I can actually try to catch something with it. Now, another thing you can get is some new themes for your Pokemon 3DS. You have 2 Pokemon Sun and Moon themes, a Sinister Organization Team Skull, which features, of course, Team Skull. You got Guzma, Plumeria, Gladion, and their Pokemon. You get a nice panoramic scene on the top screen. The lower screen displays flip animation of Team Skull grunts while you go through the menus. You can also get the shiny Tapu Koko theme on your 3DS. Now, this doesn't unlock a shiny Tapu Koko in your game. It's just a nice little visual display in the background of your 3DS. It also showcases some new Alolan Pokemon such as Lycanroc, Golisopod, and Como-O. If you want to get one of these themes, just go to the theme shop, I think it's called, in your 3DS menu, and for $1.99 each, you can download one of these 2 themes, or get them both if you like, and have them in the backdrop of your 3DS games. Not games, but 3DS menus, I mean to say. And I do believe that is all there is to mention. I'm just going to quickly scroll through, make sure I'm not missing anything of importance, because if we are not, I can now go right ahead and start opening these booster packs that I showed you earlier. But of course, we're going to start off with a question of the day for this video. Now, of course, for your chance to win the Pokemon TCG online code cards I'll be opening up from these packs, just answer the question of the day, and by April 2nd, this coming Sunday, if I can really drill it into my head to do it, I'm going to go ahead and do the drawing for everybody there and hand out the code cards as soon as possible through email. There's a Twitter account or something like that, and if there's not, I'll contact you through a message on YouTube and ask you to sort of discreetly send me contact info so no one else can take that code from you. Anyway, question of the day is, since I just mentioned about the Heavy Ball, what Pokeball is your favorite? So just answer that question with hashtag QOTD for question of the day in your comment. And on Sunday, April 2nd, you have a chance to win one of these 3 code cards here. And there's a lot of different Pokeballs out there right now. They added a new one, of course, in Gen 7, Sun and Moon. But there's been quite a number along the way. I'm going to throw it all the way back to retro times. I think still the regular red and white Pokeball is my favorite, because it's the most iconic of all the Pokeballs. It has the standard capture rate, so there's no... Actually, you know what? Doesn't Beast Ball have an even less capture rate if it's not an Ultra Beast that you're using it on? I'm not sure, but anyway, Pokeball has no modifier. It's a simple 1x catch rate. I'm a person that likes challenge, because the more challenging an event is and you succeed at it, the more accomplished you feel. So that's why you're seeing me use nothing but Pokeballs for the most part in my video game playthroughs and stuff, because I just like that added challenge. Like, if I caught Kyogre in Sapphire in 3 Pokeballs, that's a major accomplishment, even though that's just a really showcase of how stubborn I can be, I suppose, because it's not really... I'm not doing anything to affect that. I'm maybe status conditioning them, weakening HP. I guess maybe it is an accomplishment, because if I threw a Pokeball at full HP, that's a lot less guaranteed than putting some work into weakening the Pokemon. But anyway, I do like the classic red and white Pokeball. Other than that, I kind of like the look of the Friend Ball, green with like the little red markings on it. And actually, you know what? Mewtwo's mysterious Pokeballs from Mewtwo Strikes Back are pretty cool looking as well. Of course, they're not obtainable in-game, but all that being said, I like red and white Pokeball. I'm going to say that's at the top of my list just because of the classic feel to it and the difficulty in captures with it, because, as I said, you feel more accomplished when you make those captures. So, with all that aside, just answer with your favorite Pokeball down below with hashtag QOTD. And let's open up the older pack first. We got Roaring Skies. Let us see, do I manage to have a nice, full art Shaman EX just waiting to be unveiled? I'm going to say no, but You never really know. Alright, so the code card is facing this way. That's good. Off it goes. And I have no idea what these cards are yet. Flipping them around here, we're starting off with... We get ourselves a Natu with the Delta Plus Ancient trait. We've got a Wingull. Next we have a Fletchling. There is a Bagon. And we have, last common is Electrike. Uncommon cards beginning with a Revive. I need more of those in Pokemon Go for sure. We have a Togetic. Last uncommon is a Healing Scarf. Reverse foil card is a nice Shelgon. The rare card is going to be... Well, that's not bad. It's not Shaman, but it's a Hydreigon-EX. Very cool with the ability of Dragon Road, I believe. If there is any Stadium card in play, the retreat cost of each of your Dragon Pokemon is 2 colorless less, and Shred for a Psychic, Darkness, and colorless does 80. The stack's damage isn't affected by any effect on your opponent's active Pokemon. So that's a pretty cool card to get. As I say, not the Shaman, but that's a shame. Oh well. Alright, moving on to the Ancient Origins booster pack now. Let's see if we can keep this EX magic happening and get a Hoopa EX maybe. Not that I use the EXs, of course, as you know me by now, but I still like them for the collection, plus for trading as well. Alright, open up. Come on, Hoopa. Let us get the code card, which is, of course, facing properly that way, so no one can snag that in the video. And we'll do our little pack trick with this, starting with common cards, leading off with a Golett. We have a Ralts. A Persian, which is interesting, a Stage 1 common card. Unknown, very useful with Farewell Letter. Draw support right in a Pokemon ability. And Grummy, very cool. Uncommon cards. We start with a Porygon 2. We've got a Rotom. What's the Electric Mischief? No, I was thinking another one. There's Plasmagic, I think there's one that moves 2 damage counters from each of your Pokemon to the opposing Pokemon, which is pretty decent, doing 120, healing 20 from each of your Pokemon in the process. A Lucky Helmet, draw 2 cards if the active Pokemon holding that gets damaged by an attack. Reverse foil is a Wooper. Interesting, where a fighting type card uses water type energy to attack. The rare card is not an EX, but it's Entei. Not bad with Burning Roar. Discard the top 4 cards of your deck. If any of those are fire energy cards, attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. And Combat Blaze does 20 plus 20 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So the more of a team they have going, the more powerful Entei itself becomes. Our last pack is Breakthrough. Let's see if we can break into it and get ourselves maybe a Break Evolution, perhaps. This was, Breakthrough was the first expansion that included breaks. So get the code card here. Of course, we could have an EX in this as well, for all I know. So let's start with, of course, the commons, leading off the pack with a Vanillite. Next, we've got a Zorua, a Skiddo, Noibat, and the last common card is a Swinub. Uncommon cards beginning with a Piloswine. Kind of interesting, those two coming together. We've got an Assault Vest. Here is Vanillish. We've got a Vanillite in this pack. Reverse foil is going to be a Ralts. And people have said this before. You see the little lunchbox that they're holding over here? That makes you think it's a Pokemon League stamped card, doesn't it? Because it looks like that's where that would be in the card positioning. Anyway, the rare card of Breakthrough is Staraptor. Nothing crazy amazing out of that, but we did get a Hydreigon-EX out of the Roaring Skies booster pack, so that's pretty cool. But, of course, for your chance to win one of these 3 code cards I just pulled out today, again, just answer the question of the day and use the hashtag QOTD. And on Sunday, April 2nd, I'm going to make it a point to wake up, do the drawing first, get the codes out, and then go about my day. So again, the question of the day is, what is your favorite kind of Pokeball? Just leave that in the comment down below, hashtag QOTD, and you have a chance to win one of those code cards on this coming Sunday. With all that, we are now done for the day. Stay tuned tomorrow for another episode of our Pokemon Yellow randomized Nuzlocke as we try to get through Mount Moon, dealing with Team Rocket, because we've actually battled Team Rocket a few times now, but something interesting happens towards the end of Mount Moon in Pokemon Yellow. I'm sure many of you are aware of that, and if you're not, just stay tuned and see what happens. But with all that, we are now done. I want to say thanks for watching today's news update video thingy. If you want to watch some more videos that I have done, there's some links during the outro to such videos, as well as a link to subscribe to the channel if you want to check out some more daily Pokemon content, even though I missed an update on Saturday because we were busy with our League Cup at Heroes Beacon. But most of the time, I have daily Pokemon content, and I try my best to hit that schedule as much as I can. But some days, it is kind of hard to hit everything, but stay tuned later on this week as well, because I did at the League Cup record the final match, and I'm going to go over what a League Cup is if you're not sure what that is just yet, and I'll have that sometime later this week, so we'll probably have 2 videos one day this week. I might try to get that video up as early as Tuesday, if we can get the editing done in time, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, with all that, I want to say once again, thanks for watching today's news update video thingy. Professor Chaz is now signing off, and as always, I will catch you next time.